Out and Half-Life 2 lore video. This video I will be talking about how I believe Half-Life 2 should have played out if Valve made the narrative realistic. So, as I already said in previous videos, I do consider the story of Half-Life 2 highly improbable to actually happen that way in real life. And I think it is completely, well, how to say it, what would be the right words to describe rigged? It's really meant to be more like a fantasy than a realistic, you know, a realistic depiction of what would have happened. Also, sorry if I speak in a weird way, but yeah, my mental state has gotten noticeably worse. Anyways, back to the video. I'll probably discuss it in a later video, I don't know. So, how I believe should have Half-Life 2 played out? Well, first of all, as I said, Gordon Freeman should not have made it to Half-Life 2 in the first place. As I said, he should have died in the Black Mesa incident. But since, let's just say, he's, you know, better than the average scientist because he, you know, made the hazard course or whatever, has the HEV, stuff like that. You know, HEV shit, you know, whatever. If he wasn't, well, we can go over two scenarios. And the first one would be if G-Man wasn't manipulating Gordon Freeman at all, or if G-Man wasn't having an influence on Gordon Freeman at all, right? So Gordon Freeman at that point would be completely on his own, and I mean, he would really be up against the Combine, which cannot be defeated in conventional human ways. The Combine is something so powerful that not even entire civilizations can defeat it, let alone a single, completely ordinary scientist. I mean, even the entire society, like humanity, doesn't really stand a chance against the Combine, because we're even under level 1 on the Kardashev scale. We're like 0.7, I believe, which means we can't even use all the resources from our own planet, let alone from our own star. And I mean, the Combine is like level 5, level 4, you know, so yeah, I don't really think it makes any sense, and that's why humans were defeated in just 7 hours. During the 7-hour war, it really shows how the Combine is truly powerful, which is another thing that doesn't really make sense to me. How could have the Combine defeated all of the Earth's militaries in 7 hours in the Half-Life 2 lore? Well, and taken over the Earth in just 7 hours, but at the same time, how could they be defeated by a single man, a nerd from Black Mesa with a gaudy suit, with a crowbar, and a bunch of homeless people? Right? It doesn't make sense. it is just, meant to be just a fantasy, a sci-fi, kind of like movie-ish almost. In reality, Gordon Freeman, even his own army of rebels would stand no chance against the Combine, given the fact that G-Man would be out of the equation. That means that there would be no one manipulating the environment for in Gordon's favor. Which means that Gordon and the rebels will be completely on his own against the relentless machinery that the Combine is, and they will obviously be completely crushed by that very machinery. And even, as I said before, even the G-Man is not invulnerable. Even G-Man can be captured. I mean, he was already in the vault for some time during the events of Half-Life Alyx. And that might also be why the Combine wanted to capture Vortigaunt so bad, because Vortigaunt were essentially, the Combine could essentially use the Vortisants, the Vortigaunt, like zap, the thing they zap you with, the green lighting. And that is what basically powered the vault in which G-Man was held. The second theory could be... Oh, what was that? Second scenario would be that G-Man would be manipulating Gordon Freeman regardless, and even then that would not really be an issue, because once again the Combine could simply capture him. I think realistically the vault would not have stopped existing by the events of Half-Life 2, obviously. That is another thing that I don't really think makes too much sense, given the Combine's logistics. Because, well, I mean, there's probably a reason why, like, Valve came up with a reason why the vault isn't seen in Half-Life 2, but in my opinion the Combine would not really let the vault stop existing, because, I mean, G-Man is essentially their biggest threat right now. G-Man is what keeps queuing up their operations. So, to put it simply, oh man. Okay, to put it simply, the Combine would have kept the vault around to keep G-Man captured so that he cannot really manipulate anyone. Meaning there would be no second scenario in the first place. There would be just one scenario, and that is Gordon Freeman being completely on his own with rebels and then being completely crushed and obliterated by the Combine. G-Man would not really be let loose, because the Combine obviously places complete nonsensical failures in the Half-Life universe are a product of human imagination. And are completely unfounded when it comes to real-world logistics and even the in-universe logistics of the Combine. Also, I want to apologize about me having problems with articulation and whatever, but I wanted to make this video for some time. I might have to redo it when I get better, but my mental health has deteriorated rapidly to the point of me not even being able to articulate properly. Right. But I think it still gets the message out there. What I'm trying to say, even though it's a complete mess. My main point is that I'm trying to make that there will be just one scenario during in which the Half-Life, like Half-Life 2 and Half-Life Alyx era games, basically already the Combine occupation era could have played out by, and that is there being no G-Man, no savior. He would be captured. The Combine would not just let the world stop existing, or let the G-Man loose. Just run around. What they would do is they would keep him strictly in check. And next, Gordon Freeman would be obliterated because the Overwatch Transhuman Army and the Civil Protection could easily outmaneuver him and his completely inexperienced civilian rebels. Most of them with no prior military training, unless we're talking about the conscripts or former army members, which there is complete minimum of. Sorry about that. I have to make this sound to help calm me down. Oh my god, bro. Whoa. Off. Yes, off. Off. Oh, here. Okay. Anyways. There will be no second scenario, I believe, and this is the only plausible scenario if we would be to strictly abide by how the Combine truly operates on the cosmic scale. Anyways, thanks for watching, and for now, goodbye.